Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Touring Australia. We're out in Wombat State Forest and we're here for one track and we're here for revenge. So if you've been watching our videos, you would have seen on one video where I discovered a track. I was on my own out on a bit of a recce, relaxing day, and I had a bit of a walk and I backed out of it and I said we'll come back another day. So we came back another day. Unfortunately it was drizzling, raining, light rain, but enough to wet it up. And you would have seen the footage of Dylan having a crack. I think the video is called Hardest Track in Wombat State Forest. Well, it may not be the hardest, but certainly one of the hardest. I've been reluctant. Look, I'll give you a bit of a story. Our 120 Prado, we've done a lot of tracks and harder tracks. It's got a front locker and it had a rear locker. We got rid of that because everything four-wheel locked was too easy. So basically we've got another vehicle for the touring now. The 120 sort of turned from the track vehicle into the touring vehicle, but now that we've got a separate vehicle for all the touring, we're going to use the 120 for a lot more of the harder tracks again. We're still going to look after it. It's still reality. We're not out to wreck it. And just having a look at this little bypass. But we're going to, so still touring, but more of the local, sort of more local stuff around Victoria sort of thing, high country, that sort of touring. And we're going to do some of the harder tracks as well. So we've got a K-on fuel tank guard. The underbody, I was a bit concerned about damaging the fuel tank. It's a common problem on the Prados if you haven't got that correct underbody protection. So we've got that sorted. We've got the K-on, of course, the engine sump guard and that at the front. We've got a fresh set of BFG tyres, which over my years of experience have proven that they're one of the most grippy tyres off-road in dry or semi-dry conditions. We're not talking about mud equals money. BFG KO KO2, really grippy tread pattern. It looks like it and it is. So we've got the tyres, we've got the front locker, we've got a decent rear LSD, we've got the fuel tank protected, and we're going to have a crack. So what we're doing at the moment, we're meeting Dylan. We're coming in from one side on the track, Dylan's coming in from the other side as we speak, and we're going to meet up. We're going to walk the track and make sure it's clear to get up and down each side, and then you're going to see some action. Sit tight, bada bing. So here we are on one side of the hill. We've parked one of our vehicles up a bit further. You can see he's just starting to walk down. As I said, we've got a nice fresh set of KO2s. You can already see they're starting to bite in, just coming down on this descent here, and it really drops off down here. Okay, so we're parked up there, we're walking down. This part here is not too bad, right? But if you've been watching, depends how many videos you've been watching, the traction's actually quite good because it hasn't rained. There was a light bit of rain a few days ago, or so probably about 3 days ago, which really kind of washes the dust off and packs the dust in. But this, see all these leaves and that can be really loose. So we really want to give it a good walking. This green moss stuff here can be really slippery. It's getting to the point really, I am literally having a walk like this. And you know what they say, if you can't walk it, you can't drive it. Okay, you can see the other guys at the top of the picture, they're walking up the hill. That is steep. This is ridiculous steep, and it's rough as guts, and it's not straight. This, you cannot see it in the video, is really steep. And what's worse about, even more than it being steep, you know how steep it is because you can see, I don't know if you can see how deep these ruts are. These two ruts, there's been 37, 40-inch tyres in those, digging them out. It's rough all the way. This is an awesome track, but it certainly isn't a track for our Prado, or probably any Prado really. I thought didn't know it was this bad. I was going to drive down it in no hope of getting back up, which is why we got the other guys. I hear the compressor over the other side. They're down over there, messing around with their tyres, checking out the other side, but we're not going down here. So we're going to get out of here. I'm going to try and get back up there somehow on foot, which is going to be fun. And we're going to drive along, down, around, and come back in the other side, check out the other side, and we'll see what happens, eh? All right, here we are. We've gone out, we've gone around, and we're turned in, and we're headed down, and we're not far from the point where it really drops off and starts to get steep, so we might start to get some radio contact with the other guys. We're not going to go down too far. I think by now I'd know Dylan pretty well, and I think if you guys haven't got to know him, he loves it, mate, and I can't see him waiting too long to hit this track. And my money's on, he's already on it. He's already driven down it. He's probably already coming back up. I could be wrong. Let's see what happens. Maybe we've got a bit further to go than I thought, but yeah, hopefully we're going down the right track. That'd be the main thing. No, it's all good. And my ABS works, because that's so even this section, it's not flat. It might look like a flat track, but it's steep enough that the ABS is already kicking in over a few of the little bumps and stuff like that. We're near Blackwood. Don't come out here exploring on your own, trying to find this track, because you don't want to end up down it. You want to make sure you've got a few people. If you want to know where it is, if I remember, I'll try and describe it to you when I can concentrate a bit later in the video, because it's not a name track. I can't just give you a name. So sit tight, keep watching and listening. Very close to Blackwood, about 10 minutes. So here's one of the Prados. I can see two of them actually. I bet you I don't see three. Let's see if there's three Prados, or hang on, let's see. Let's see how well we know. Oh no, there's all three of them there. Ha ha ha! Not that you can see, but this is where we came to last time, where the winching couldn't quite get over this bit here. The rest of that still looks alright. It's definitely a lot easier to walk than the other side. Get down there and have a bit more of a look. So here we are down the bottom of the creek again. Just beautiful. So we've got to come down here, cross the creek, go over there, turn around, and then back up here. And I can tell you, it's borderline. Let's just say this is the easy part. So I'm going to walk up the track. I'm going to spot it out for myself where I'm going to drive. Move some rocks and sticks out of the way, a bit of bark. There's a lot of water's come down, washed a few ruts out a bit deeper. The boys are already working on it, a little bit of a tidy up, and I think we're going to give it a crack, but I'm not fully decided. I've got to walk up yet, or that we're going to go for it, or I'm sure Dylan's going to go for it anyway. So yeah, he wasn't already on it like I thought he might, but he's definitely going for it. It's just whether I get in there first or not. Chicken, are you a chicken? Okay, we've just done our Saturday afternoon gardening session in Wombat State Forest. Tidied up a few rocks here or there. It's borderline, but we're going to risk it for the biscuit. It's about 3 p.m. Going to drive the 120 down, turn it around, and drive it back up is the plan. Alright, this is it. It was nice knowing yous. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate everyone watching the entertainment. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, we should be right. Let's see. Calculated risk. Let's see if I got it right or not. This is where we've got to go nice and slow. Keep things pointing straight down the hill. Nice and slow and controlled. We could go slower, but to be quite honest,
Front's gonna go down just now.
I'm not really that nervous about it, if you know what I mean.
Still got plenty of clearance coming up there.
We've got Dylan on the radio. Thanks, mate. The key is always nice and slow. I'm not your driving instructor, but then you might learn a few tips that I provide from the mechanical side and experience using four-wheel drives, in particular the Prados. We've got quite a deep rut really washed out over here on the left side, so we're going to attempt to stay on the ruts out on the right side, which could prove to be not good. We may slip into the rut and I need to be ready to steer. I've got a feeling I think it's going to slip in. Yep, we're going to be in it. You got to be in it to win it, right? He's saying wait. I'll just go over it slow, mate. It's all good.
He's gonna touch it very slowly. Not cleared.
We've got some guide there.
Everything cleared.
Bash plate, front bash plate, kaon.com.au. Front bash plate touching at the moment.
Just the root, just touching.
I'm going to try and line that root that's sticking up for the left tyre, which I think I managed to do. See how the rear one might clear between the diff pumpkin and the tyre. I think we're getting a bit sideways here, but we're going to straighten it up very soon. Getting down is the easy part. Getting up is going to be the fun part. I did test out the front locker yesterday to make sure it was working. A little bit slippery there, started to want to run away a little bit, so we know what we need to be prepared for coming back up again. This is not going anywhere near where I wanted it to. So anyway, we're going to take a different line.
Clearing. You want to stay there for 1 sec? I'll come to the front and have a look. 1 sec.
It's okay, mate. I'll just drop it down slowly. It's all good. It wasn't the planned position. Oh, it's going all over the joint.
Your front might touch very slowly. Yes, missing it. Oh, yes. Thanks for the fuel guard if it touched. Awesome. Clears it. Clears it.
So there you go. A little bit of luck there. Nah, it was skillful driving. I'll turn it around and let's see if we can get back up with wet tyres after the creek. Just passing through the creek now. Gonna go second start. What's he gonna say?
Still clear, just a rear diff. One second, I'm going to just chuck something in there.
Alright, so stuffed around a little bit trying to pack things to lift it up over some steps, but I think it just spits them out. So we're still on about 20 psi. I haven't even checked them. I let Mitch let the tyres down, so I don't even know what they're on. I want them on 15, so the boys are going to let them down to 15 and we're going to continue up, hopefully. Alright, so we've got the tyre pressure set on about 15. Let's see what happens now. I'm going to put the windows up so I can concentrate on the rest of the drive. We're on a bit of a step there. We're going to go a little bit further again, actually. Let's see now. Well, it's been fun sitting in this spot here. Not much more traction yet. Is that a step I'm waiting on, yeah?
Yeah. Try to go this way. Go with that inside, see clear path here. You try to find like a wrong.
I can't go that way, mate. It's going straight up or down the hill and that's it at the moment. It's just going to be a little bit more momentum. Maybe I've got to go further back, but try again. Whoa, so close I felt it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you pull that rock off. 1 sec. Stay there. Just pull the fucker around. You come here, boy. Okay.
I thought that was good now. Nearly. Anyway, this is getting boring. Okay, so we're still fluffing around in the same spot. Basically got no traction, all four wheels spinning. So what we're going to do now, because there's not a lot of weight on the front of the vehicle being on a steep hill, we're going to drop the front tyre pressures lower to hopefully get a bit more footprint and hopefully increase the traction. And we'll keep trying. Hopefully I remember to roll the camera at the right time, but I'm just stopping it when it gets boring, obviously, more of the same. I suppose this is watching it from the other side. Ho, ho, ho. He told me that was going to come up, so I'll try it. Everyone clear?
Yep.
Where's the problem? Is that where I got to? Here we go. What have I got falling down under my feet? What's this? Ah, some trim. Ah, the bloody, the passenger leg footrest. Here we go. Up the hard bit maybe. No, just relax, mate. Relax. Just take it easy, mate. What? Take it easy for a minute. Just relax. Yeah, relax. And we made it. Off the worst of it anyway. Bada bing. That is the track that I said there's no way I'm taking my vehicles, including the 120 Prado, down, and I just did it because you know what, guys, we've got to keep putting these vehicles to the test and really max them out, if you like, to see what failures are going to happen and let you know, to keep you out of trouble and let you know what are stupid things to do and what are possibly okay, sort of type of thing, if you know what I mean. Now, I guarantee you one thing for sure, Dylan's about to go down and come back up, and we're going to have some awesome action footage from outside of the vehicle this time. Okay, just got out of the vehicle. While I was driving up that hill, the whole problem was the footrest, one was broken, the other one broke, so it was under my feet. It was drama city. See, that goes there, so if that happens to anyone, there's two white plastic clips, glue it or new footrest, or and she goes back on. Now let's go and see the action with Dylan. Okay guys, and I just want to mention again, this is what the BFG KO2s are for. They're just that really awesome grippy tread pattern, and you can give them that sort of punishment. You can see the punishment all the way on the sidewall, all the way. Show me, where's the damage, where's the cuts? Yes, it can happen. You can see mud all the way to the edge of the rim. You can see all the spin marks all the way in, all the possible risk of damage. If that was those other Grand Trek AT3Gs or a set of Bridgestone Jewelers like this, they wouldn't have made it up the hill. Now, just to add a little bit more confidence in one of our 4x4 diesel workshop partners, Dylan over in Cheltenham, he did this repair. You know that tyre, if you've been watching the videos, the nail went through it, went in at this end and out at that end, right? And we went, I've been driving around on this. This is R&TU, research and tell you. He said, mate, trust me, this is awesome. I've done heaps. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know, so I'm so confident now. You can see the tyre's been getting absolutely hammered and it's spinning, and the sidewall along there, and there was rocks and whatever you like, and you can see there's just mud there. That's one plug, right? It's still sticking out one end, and there's the other end of the other one. So bloody awesome tyres and bloody awesome tyre repair over there in Cheltenham. Here he comes, take two. The last video, hardest track in Wombat. Well, I don't know how hard it is. The 120 just drove up. None of these winch business going on. What's the matter, mate? You didn't want to walk down, being lazy. What sort of a madman would drive down this track just to drive back up? Bit of tail and bash plate scraping when I was coming up. This is where we're sort of having a bit of clearance issues, a little bit of bash plate and diff work there perhaps. Well, maybe we'll have a look at the vehicle on the hoist, and after the trip you can see this is where I was going back and forward here. braiding it out. That's the diff, giving it a bit of a push around. Right, there you go. That's where we cleaned up the tree root on the way up. This is why you drive Toyotas. The diffs are pretty tough. They can handle all that business. And I reckon we're going to wait about here. This is the action spot coming up. Yeah, he's still going down. It's a slow process. Look, I've paved the way for him now. Should be easy, right? I bet you he flies up this track this time, hopefully, eh? Alright, he's off the worst of it. Let's let him go and turn around, and we'll cop a bit of action coming back up. Okay, so I've got my position. A couple of boys doing a little bit of tied out the track building there. This is the kind of bit, it's more the deep rut was the problem. As I said, it was washed out there. So a bit of scraping there. Remembering I'm on the standard size 31s, because people are going to ask what size tyres. 265, 65, 17, standard size tyres. Got the job done with a front locker. And that was that embankment there. Those BFGs, they were robbing that embankment down there as well, on the side where they are. Getting a real hard time. So those temporary puncture repairs, you know, you got to be careful who you believe. The authorities would have you believe they're dangerous and you can't do it. And of course, that's probably right, but it's not what we've seen. So each to their own. Yeah, that was a practice tyre repair just to see what happens. So you can't obviously be doing illegal tyre repairs. Special R&TU case. Off-road use only, of course. Nice steep track, this one. Alright, here he comes. Action stations. This is a good way to compare traction control and a locker. And I've said it before, and you can believe it or not, the front locker on a 120 Prado absolutely transforms the vehicle. And I've explained why in other videos. You really need to watch them all, start to finish, otherwise you're missing out on good, accurate information. The weight of the vehicle's on the rear. You've got a live axle with plenty of travel, so it's not the problem. It's also got an LSD, but once the weight comes off the front and you've got independent front suspension vehicles, they just lose drive, because as soon as a front wheel spins, you lose drive at the opposite front wheel, so it's a rear wheel drive at best. Get that front locker in, completely transforms the vehicle. Okay, so we've been working our butts off up here doing some track building, fixing up this here, putting everything loose we can into the holes here. And they're still fluffing around down there in the 150 with the 33s, by the way, right? So I've got 31-inch tyres, 265, 65, 17s on the 120 with a front locker which transforms the vehicle with quality BFGs. He's got the right tyres, the BFGs. They are a bit worn. I think they're about half worn, which doesn't help, but you know, still the right tyres, so they'll make it to the top is the main thing. They've been doing a fair bit of track building there, but it's sort of going bit by bit. In my opinion, less track building, more tyre pressure let down. More air out of the tyres is the go. Because see, there's a massive amount of weight on the rear and not much on the front. Therefore the front tyres are still very round and they're giving you very little traction. For this hill, if I did it again, and of course we did start off on 22 and we got past there, we did well. Luckily, we were lucky. But I think if I did it again, I'd start with the rear on 15 and the front on about 10. I think I might have to get ready to jump out of the way, because once he gets going, he's going to have the nervous button on and he could be going for it. He'll be ducking for cover. Alright, so he's been here at this spot. I reckon it's getting close to 10 minutes. Now he's backing it up and I think he's going to give it the berries. I think he'll probably have the nervous button on. I want to get up this hill that bloody 120 did. It's just not happening. Keep digging, mate. Give it the gas, I reckon. Got to go back a bit. He's made a few inches clear. He's given it the berries and nothing's happening. There is no traction. Okay, so this has been going on at the bottom of the track now for about, I'd say, at least half an hour. So I've one of the other guys has left, and he's taken my two passengers actually. He's going to drop one off at his vehicle, who was wise enough to not even bring the vehicle anywhere near this track. And Mitch, not far up the road to Greendale for dinner. Got a dinner date not far away, which is good. And I've decided to come back down and see what's going on, but I reckon I could hear a winch. Anyway, let's get down there. So the winch is getting set up. Just going to use the winch to help drive the vehicle up a little bit. We've got a big tree here we're hiding behind. Not much in the way of traction going on. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how steep and lack of traction the track is here, and the backsliding across that quickly. So it just makes the 120 look really good, doesn't it? And those fresh BFGs. And as I said, the front locker transforms the vehicle. What brand, you ask? It doesn't matter what brand, because they can all be unreliable. That's why you don't do it unless you're all over this stuff and you're not into touring. If you're touring, you don't do it. If you want to do this stuff, front and rear lock or whatever you want. I've got the ARB air locker and I've had no problems with it in about 7 years. Lucky. I know people that have. It's usually the rear, which is why you don't put the rear one in. See how it slides back? There's just no traction here. The video does not show you how steep it is. Look at it. Just starts going backwards again.
Stop. Oh, yeah.
Give it the berries, give it the berries, more berries. It's not happening, is it? Alright, some action finally. Oh no, that tree root again. No, it's definitely not a 120. I'm going to have to turn the light on the camera soon. We're definitely past our deadline. It's getting dark. Sun's gone. Look at that, they're all turning and nothing's happening. Going to help him get over that tree root a little bit. Tick, 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 tick. Yep, it's getting late. I have to go and get the jacket and the torch soon. Gonna run out of batteries on the camera as well. Get it in the dark action. Anyway, we'll let him winch get up over that tree root. It's pretty boring. Then we'll see if there's a bit more action up here. Beautiful, he's going to make it up this time. Beautiful. Woohoo!
Awesome.
Finally. Look at that, you can't even see us anymore. It's just about dark, so there it is. There's the track. We're done. What is it, 5:30? Must be. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I know you can't see anything now, but if you want to get out on one of these day trips, make sure you subscribe, turn the bell on. We may announce some of them on our YouTube channel. But yeah, it's not that exciting, is it? So, touring. Prado for touring. Bada bing. Please give us a thumbs up. We're in the dark here now.